Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of 10 Minutes with Jojo. Today we are concluding the last chapter, Acceleration of the Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
So, let me ask you something. Have you ever hit a wall? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You're giving it your all, you're making progress, and then, bam! You just run out of steam. Every single part of you is just screaming, stop, quit, give up. It happens to everyone, and that feeling, right there, is the heart of what this chapter is all about.
Darren Hardy puts it so well. He tells the story about cycling straight up a mountain, and he says there's a point where all the stories you tell yourself, all the bravado, it all just melts away, and you're left with this raw, naked truth. It's just you and the struggle. And in that moment, you find out who you really are. Do you push on or do you break? Look, this isn't just for pro athletes. We all have our own mountains to climb, don't we? Whether it's a huge project at work, a fitness goal, or something in our relationships. And here's the thing. On the way to anything truly great, you're absolutely going to hit a wall. It's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're on the path.
So what do you do in that moment? Well, Hardy argues that this is not a roadblock. It's actually a huge opportunity. And to show us what he means, he tells the incredible story of cyclist Lance Armstrong. Okay, so picture this. It's one of the hardest mountain stages in the Tour de France. These guys have been riding for 5.5 hours through freezing rain and hail. I mean, they're just suffering. Lance is 32 seconds behind the leaders. That might as well be a mile in a mountain climb. And just then, he does what seems completely insane. He surges, catches them, and then, when he's got to be totally spent, he attacks again.
And right there, that's the whole game. This is the exact moment when most people are just trying to hang on, just trying to survive until the end. But Armstrong, he saw their pain as his chance. He saw a strategic opening when everyone else just saw misery.
This quote says it all, doesn't it? When they're hurting, that is when you take them. This is the core idea of acceleration. The moment your competition, or even your own self-doubt, is at its weakest, when everyone else is slowing down, that is your signal to floor it.
So we have to completely reframe what hitting the wall means. It's not there to stop you. It's a filter. It's the moment where you get to pull away from the pack. And maybe even more important, it's where you leave behind that old version of yourself, the one who would have quit.
Now, it's not just about gritting your teeth and pushing through. It's about what that extra push actually does for you. And this is where things get really exciting. Hardy says that little bit of extra effort doesn't just add to your results, it multiplies them.
Let's use a weightlifting analogy, because it's perfect. Say your goal is 12 reps of an exercise. You get to 12. Great, you did what you were supposed to do. But the real change, the actual muscle growth, that happens in those next 3, 4, or 5 reps you squeeze out after you thought you were done. Those first 12 reps just got you to the wall. The reps after the wall are what multiply the benefit of the entire workout.
So just think about that for a second. What if a little extra effort in your own life could do more than just inch you forward? What if it could totally change the game for you?
This might be my favorite example in the whole book. Remember the magic penny? The one that doubles every day for 31 days and ends up at over $10 million? Wild, right? Well, check this out. What if you did the same thing, but you just added 1 extra double per week? That's it. Just 4 extra little pushes over the entire month. The result? It's not a little bit more. It's $171 million. That's 17 times bigger. That right there is the mind-blowing power of multiplication.
And that brings us to the final piece of the acceleration puzzle. Consistently doing more than what's expected. Creating those moments that just make people go, wow.
It's such a simple idea, but it's so powerful. Winners, the people who really achieve amazing things, they don't just aim for good enough. They see the line of what's expected, and they make a conscious choice to leap right over it.
I mean, can you think of a better example than this? Oprah. The audience showed up expecting a great show, maybe a book club recommendation. They did not expect to go home with a brand new car. She didn't just meet their expectations, she absolutely shattered them, creating a moment in pop culture that we still talk about. That's the wow factor.
And look, you don't have to be a billionaire to do this. Hardy gives some awesome practical examples. Like instead of a Christmas card when everyone else sends one, send a Thanksgiving card. It stands out. When he was going to propose, he learned how to ask his future father-in-law for his blessing in his native language, Portuguese. It's those little things, that extra thought, that makes all the difference.
And a lot of the time, that's all it takes. Just 1%. 1% more thought, 1% more preparation, 1% more effort.
That tiny little edge is what separates ordinary from extraordinary. So I want you to really think about that. Where in your life, in your job, with your health, with your family, where can you do just a little bit more than what's expected of you? Where can you find your own multiplier effect? Because that's really the final lesson here. Getting past that wall, multiplying your results, and wowing people. It's not some impossible feat. The truth is, the gap between ordinary and extraordinary is often just that little bit of extra.
And with that, we've reached the end of our journey through Darren Hardy's amazing book, The Compound Effect. Thank you so much for coming along with me for this whole series.
Now, I'd really love to hear from you. As you think back on everything we've talked about, from choices and habits all the way to momentum and acceleration, which chapter really resonated with you the most? And of course, what book should we dive into next?
Drop a comment below and let me know. I'm really looking forward to reading what you have to say. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.